Statesman Nation, here with Brett Stewart, offensive line coach of the football team, as we prepare for Week 6. Can't believe to say that.
Right.
That's a midway point of the season already. Time flies when you're having fun, I guess.
Right.
So, Coach Stewart will get into talking about last week's game and this week's game. But first off, I guess just talk about a little bit of your background. Obviously, a four-year player here at Penn, stuck around and kind of making a career out of this coaching gig here. So I guess just talk a little bit about your background, and then kind of what your philosophy is in the offensive line and how the offensive line is shaping up, et cetera, et cetera.
Okay. Like Wade said, I'm Brett Stewart, coach the offensive line, particularly the guards and centers. I am from Missouri originally. Like he said, I played here in 2007. Been here ever since. Started student coaching in 2011. Did that for a year, finished up my undergrad. Then I got right into a graduate assistant role, helped with the D-line there for a little while, and a couple years ago, Coach Half bumped me over to the offensive line and been there ever since. So, and just philosophy-wise, we keep it simple. We're physical, tough, get off the ball, fundamentals, footwork. Very, very simple, but yet something in our offense we have to be mindful of. So that's kind of our Coach Hopkins and I's philosophy, is keep it simple, but do what we do very well. So
well, I mean, especially with our option attack, and we don't have to have the most massive offensive linemen. Back in the day, we weren't averaging 270, 280 on the line. We were probably in trouble. You got to do that traditional, a lot of just holding everybody back. But now you want to get out there and stay active and just get a quick little touch on the guy, and hopefully that's enough to just bring somebody open. So exactly. As far as the offensive line, it's been talked about many times, but a young group. We graduated, a very, very strong class last year, and now these new guys are getting their opportunity, got their feet wet, thrown into the fire. All of these analogies or all these cliches, but the guys have just literally grown up in front of our eyes the past 5 weeks. They're really figuring it out as we're going. The offense every week is showing a little more maturity, experience, understanding of what they need to do, and I guess elaborate on that a little bit more, because you're right there every day. So.
And like you said, we lost three-year starters last year, so guys that have played a lot. And again, it's been fun watching these young guys that haven't played a whole lot of football grow in front of our eyes. Not just the offensive line, the whole unit.
Right,
so,
definitely.
Obviously, we're in a good position. We could be in a better position, but for being guy with all new 11 starters, per se. So, we got a freshman playing at right guard. We had a freshman at center before Sione got hurt. Joe, who's stepped in for Sione, is playing his first year. Nick and Bo played a little bit last year, but sparingly when we got up on some teams. But like you said, it's just been a fun process to watch these kids just grow and just keep getting better from week one till now, and that's what we've done. That what we preached when we first started. Everything's not going to be pretty, but as long as we keep grinding away and getting better at some of the little things, we'll be just fine. So
definitely. And I think that's just a testament that these guys obviously have really bought into everything that you guys are preaching, and their work ethic is to the hilt. They're just putting in the effort to make sure that they are improving.
Right. They want to be really good.
Yeah.
And right now they're so young that some of the experiences. Last year we could have done some things different because we had an experienced group. This year we kind of have to take it step by step, and they're getting there. They're getting there slowly but surely, but they've progressed from first practice till now, and it's awesome to see out of those guys.
Definitely. All right, well, we'll get rewind here and talk about last weekend against Evangel, and then in a bit we'll talk about Avila on this Saturday. So anyway, the Evangel game, one of those games where it could have turned either way pretty
Right.
quickly. The offenses were both kind of struggling a little bit, and it seemed like whoever got to about 20 was probably going to, whoever got to 20 first was going to win.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we did. The defense showed up big. The offense made some plays when it had to, especially at the end. But just kind of recap that game for us.
Yeah, and if you look back at the Mid-Am game, it was kind of the same situation.
Yeah.
We didn't take care of the ball, but this time we handled it a little bit better.
Yep.
Defense played an absolute great game again. Helped us out big time there, and it took us a little while to get going, but offensively, our guys just stuck with it, kept doing it. That's a good football team we played. They're really good offensively or defensively. They were very good.
Yeah.
They did some things that we practiced all week, and they came out in something different. So we had to make some adjustments with that. But our guys handled it great, and they were prepared and they played good. We obviously got to cut out some of the turnovers and stuff like that, and not shoot ourselves in the foot and those sort of things. But they handled it well. They got behind the 8 ball a little bit there for a little bit, and they figured a way to do it. So we're very proud of them. Obviously, we got another good one this week. So
yeah. Well, I mean, picking up back-to-back wins, always good to start this. You know, at this time of year, this is when you need to be getting the victories as we're getting closer. Actually, after this week, then we're right into divisional play. So this is when you want to be playing your best or starting to progress to your best. So, you know, forget about first 3 weeks and all of that and moving forward. So I'm sure, I would guess the locker room and morale and everything and out in the practice field is totally different than it was after the Baker game starting 0-3. Now you're 2-3, looking at an Avila team this Saturday that is still winless, that you feel like if we can accomplish what we need to do, execute, you'll be 3-3 going into league play. So let's break down Avila a little bit. What have you guys seen from them that you feel, you know, like this is going to be trouble, or this is something that we feel like we can do well against them?
It's going to be one of those games where if we play good, we should have a good game on offense. They're a good group of kids on their defense.
Yeah.
They got some playmakers that they fly around. They tackle really well. They fly to the ball. They're gonna play good up front on the D line, and we're gonna have to play pretty good. So, it goes back to if we do our job up front, if we don't worry about doing something out of the ordinary, we'll be just fine. And we should come out with hopefully a victory. So, again, don't turn the ball over. No big penalties. Just those little things, and we'll be all right. So
definitely. I know you guys don't work with the defensive side of the scheme, but I'm sure it's probably been brought up from time to time this week. Anything different on that defensive unit of anywhere on the team is probably the most banged up, and something you guys are just working around at this point. Again, trying to get to that bye week so you can get everybody healthy for divisional play. But the defense, what are some of the keys for the defense against the Eagles on Saturday?
Oh, put me under the able here. I think from what I understand, is they throw the ball a whole lot, like a lot. So obviously getting into some different coverages and making sure that we get in our zones and stuff like that, and get some turnovers. That'd be big. Get the offense some extra possessions. Obviously get some pressure on the quarterback, like the D-line's been doing that all year long. I know Rashawn's got 3 sacks and just getting a lot of pressure on the quarterback. So obviously our secondary's been playing pretty good. Have 2 or 3 guys with 3 picks and stuff like that, and obviously Mason has been playing really well at linebacker. So again, we're a little banged up with Jake out and stuff like that, and those sort of things. But again, it's one of those things where those guys, their backups, have stepped up, and Coach Norberg and Coach Strong and those guys on the defensive side have gotten those guys lined up great, and to be honest with you, they've kept us in some football games. So they've done a great job, and hopefully we can get out to an early lead and get some of those backups in, and hopefully keep some of the pressure off of the defense of this game. So hopefully that's what we're going for.
Right, definitely. All right, Coach. Well, thank you so much for coming in, talking about everything under the sun. I know talking about the side that you don't work with is kind of difficult, but Coach Hafner has decided that he needs to throw some of his assistants
Right.
in front of the camera here this year. So, but very much appreciate you coming in, talking to us about the offensive line and everything that's going on, and keep that young unit,
Right. Yep.
you know,
Getting better.
get them better every
Yep.
week and get them a little more experience. But best of luck. It'll be a noon start down in Kansas City, so if you're in the area, trek on down to catch Coach Stewart and the boys against Avila. Best of luck, Coach,
Yep.
and then
Thank you.
enjoy the bye week.
Yep. Go Statesman.
All right, thanks.